Pause the video now, have a go at the question, and press play when you're ready for the solution.
Right, so this is a proof question. It's asking us to prove that the sum of the squares of two consecutive odd numbers is always an even number. Right, okay, so this is a pretty standard kind of thing to be asked. So the first thing we have to do is sort of define the numbers that we're going to be using, so that they're odd numbers in this case, and they're also consecutive odd numbers. So if I say let 2k plus 1, so 2k plus 1 is an odd number because it's a multiple of 2 plus 1, and tend to use things like k or n to represent just some sort of multiple of 2. And if they're consecutive, well, we've got a choice really. We could use 2k plus 1 and 2k plus 3 to be two consecutive odd numbers.
We could have done 2k minus 1 and 2k plus 1.
Yeah, that's the other option. The other option, which is sometimes neater and gets you a result more quickly, is to use 2k plus 1 and 2k minus 1. But most students think that's a little bit of a more difficult thought. So this is the more straightforward way of doing it. So we do two consecutive odd numbers. At GCSE, you don't have to say necessarily things like where k is a positive whole number, or or k is a whole number. You can just sort of say that, and that's enough for GCSE. And we want the sum of the squares of these, so we'll just go straight into the algebra. So we'll square them, and we're going to add these things together. So immediately we've just said, oops, gotta be careful. So here are the squares, and I've added them together. Now let's multiply it out.
So here, by multiplying them out, he means that this is 2k plus 1 times by 2k plus 1. And the same here, this is 2k plus 3 times 2k plus 3, because that's what squared means. Sorry. I know this expanded the brackets out.
So you've got to be careful. Make sure when you times 2k by 2k, you don't write 2k squared is 4k squared, when we go times the 2 by the 2 and the k by the k. Yeah, right, so now we'll add all this together. And how many k squareds have we got? We've got 8k squared, we've got 4k and 12k, that's 16k, and we've got 1 and 9, which is 10. And at this point in the process, it's always good to remind ourselves what on earth it is that we're doing. We're trying to prove that this is an even number. So to prove that something is an even number, you've got to show that it's a multiple of 2. If you want to show that something is a multiple of something, you take that number out as a factor. So we're going to show that it's an even number, a multiple of 2. So I'm just going to take 2 out and write, so 4k squared plus 8k plus 5, and then we can just write which is even, and we're done. In the questions like this, don't be afraid to write some words. So sometimes people in maths questions, they don't like mixing algebra and words, but sometimes you need to. And this is how you do this.
You're going to write the fancy little proof square at the bottom.
You mean like that?
No.
Oh, that's contradiction.
Yeah.
You mean like the proof square?
Yeah.
That proof square, or we could like QED.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.